Hello, everyone. Welcome to another audio only episode of the Great Pandey Circus, and I'm your host, Kisle Pandey, here in Manila on a very beautiful yet rainy day here. Because this is like the time of year when it rains, when it typhoons, kills people, and brings down their houses and shit. But anyway, we are in Manila, so it's not gonna bother us. We are pretty safe uh, um, in our condo. All right, so let's see what we have today. I mean, and as you know, this is an unscripted show, so I basically talk about everything that I see online. For the most part, stuff that the Indian newspapers have reported. All right. So the first and the major thing is that the Queen has died. Queen Elizabeth, the longest reigning monarch of the United Kingdom, has died, and everybody is mourning. They already have chosen the successor, probably her husband. But yeah, it's a loss. It's a loss for people who kind of believed in her, who were ruled directly by her, or probably were touched by her in one way or the other. What I don't get is why people who are from the British colony are kind of mourning. I don't get it. I mean, it's a personal choice to mourn the death. Fine, rest in peace. But like, what has she done, like, to you? Right? If anything, British, for the most part, in Indian history, pillaged. Right? Like, they looted, they pillaged, they've made sure they sucked on us like leeches and took all our wealth, all the good stuff to the Britain and put it into the development of it. Alright, so since we are talking about the stuff that was pillaged, how about they give us back the Kohinoor, right? The crown jewel of the monarchy, the literal crown jewel of the monarchy, the one that is kind of in her crown. Now, people might argue that that particular that the Kohinoor, is British because it has changed hands so many times that we just cannot give it back to someone who has asked for it. To be honest, they do have a point, because after it was mined in around 1100s in some part of Andhra Pradesh, I guess, Kollur mines or something, where it was mined from, it has changed hands so many times, and for the most part it changed hands after some war, some violence, some sort of a takeover, some sort of a campaign by one ruler against the other. Most prominent ones, I mean, the most traceable history, I mean, before I go into the history of how many hands it passed through, it came to limelight in around 1600s or something, when Shah Jahan decided to put it in the peacock throne. Now, peacock throne itself was a figment of someone's imagination. It was believed that King Solomon, the famous king who can be found in the Abrahamic religions, like their teachings, right? Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and whatnot. So King Solomon had a throne. Shah Jahan made a throne with the similar specs, and among other jewels, I mean, which had, like, it had thousands of them, right? And gold and shit. The most outstanding one was Kohinoor. Now, this peacock throne was plundered in 1700s or something by Nadir Shah of Iran. He took it back. So that's the first time it came to a global limelight that, hey, something like this big, a diamond exists and it's beautiful and whatever it is. From Nadir Shah, somehow it got back to Afghanistan with the then ruling dynasty, Durrani dynasty, in around 1800s, and then it was kind of won by an Indian prince. I'm forgetting that guy's name, and that's how it came back to India, basically with the Punjab nobility. And they then were forced to cuff it to Britishers because their policies, they kind of made that young ruler, Dalip Singh, who was just 10, sign a treaty, signs or maybe amended an existing treaty and made him give it up. A 10-year-old kid, I mean, who has sense when they're 10-year-old, who has an idea about how valuable something is, and this and then that. And that was just one thing that was taken. They take his lands, they took everything. Britishers took everything from that young Dalip Singh by imprisoning his mother and then forcing him to sign a treaty. So as you can see, it has changed hands so many times in when it was in the limelight, right? And it has its provenance, and it has its, given record of ownership. And every time it changed hands, it was because of some, nefarious scheme or the other. British was like one part of it. Now, in going back to them returning it, I mean, they can have the same argument, like Iranians can lay a claim on it too, because at one point in time it was in Iran. Afghans can lay a claim on it too. I mean, although that's a failed state ruled by Taliban, and I don't know what are they gonna do with that diamond. Probably sell it for more guns or some shit. I don't know, or to oppress more people, or I don't know, whatever the fuck they are doing right now. Or even Pakistan, for that matter, is laying a claim on it. So because it has changed hands so many times, I don't think you can say it with some certainty that at this point it belongs to, that if they should return it to India. I don't think it's gonna happen, and it won't even make sense. So what is it that they can do? Well, if they haven't already acknowledged it, that it was plundered, or maybe just not, like used at crown just to rub it in our faces that, hey, we got it from you because we made you sign a treaty or some shit, I think that'll be a cool move. Or would they do it? I don't think so. Should they do it? Maybe. But only to alleviate our concerns, to just address that, oh yeah, we get it, we are acknowledging the fact that this diamond was taken forcibly, we schemed to get it, to prove our loyalty to the crown, maybe the people back then in 1800s who took it like that. But all in all, I feel sad that Queen has died, although she didn't really touch my life in any way, didn't make it any better or worse. But just that a person has died, I feel bad. Not because she was a queen. I mean, millions lost their lives in COVID, and like I have said, like a lot of times, if not here, in my friend circle and such, that death of 1 million is a statistic. And as when famous people died, whereas when famous person dies, it becomes a tragedy, which is what is happening. Everybody's going, oh, Queen has died. Yeah, what did she do to you? Like, fucking, did she make your life better? Did she touch your life in any way, shape or form? Did she knight someone from your family? No. But anyway, she is dead, and I don't think we will be getting that diamond anytime soon. I mean, we have as much claim on it as Pakistan, or probably as Afghanistan, right? Or even Iran. And with that same logic, shouldn't we be asking Iran to return back our peacock throne as well? Right? Or fucking all the spice they took from us, all the tea they took from us. Like, no, that's bullshit. It's just that's how it is. It's gone. I mean, maybe we should stop living in the past. Although I started this segment by talking about Britishers giving us back the Kohinoor, but it's not a practical demand. I mean, can we ask for them to acknowledge? I think they already have acknowledged the years of oppression and shit that transpired during the British colonial times, and maybe some sort of a payment. I'm not sure what the word for that is, but yeah, I mean, all these things are not gonna make sense because yeah, it happened back in the day. They aren't the same people as they were. If anything, Indians are as close to like ruling their country. Like one of the guy, Rishi Sunak, I think he lost to a white lady in the race to becoming their prime minister. But like that's how close we are to becoming their premiers. Like not Indian people per se, but people of Indian origins. PIOs and shit. So yeah, gone are those days when they were the colonial power. Now we have as much power we can flex. I mean, we being India, we can flex. Even in Asian nations, we can flex as much muscle as we can as they can, right? they are no different from us. They are a superpower, fine, they have some weapons and ships and such, but yeah, so do we have an equally fully functioning battle trained army, and not just that, we are an economic superpower. We just took over UK. We are the fifth most uh, valuable nation in terms of the GDP, if I'm not wrong, like the fifth largest economy in the world. So yeah, we are technically in a better place than them. So yeah, I mean, there is, I guess, in conclusion, maybe we should move on. Maybe we should focus more on what we have and what we want to do, and stop living in that history of ours, where, to be honest, none of us here were present in. Right? So yeah, let's focus on what we have and try to become a better version of ourselves. But would people let go of it? I don't think so. Should they? No. If it's a part of someone's agenda, someone's if they have dedicated their lives to pursue to bring back Kohinoor, yeah, by all means. I mean, have something to live for, right? Have a passion, have a hobby, and by all means, you should pursue it.